So while I was doing this segment, I said, I'm sure Jon Stewart sold property, right? Well, sure enough, big news that he sold the property for $17.5 million. I pulled up the county records, and what did I find? The actual assessed value, market value, not tax assessed, from the city was $1.8 million. Why then would Jon Stewart sell it substantially higher than that? To make
Because
matters
he can
worse,
make money.
according to the Post-Millennial, actually, it's the New York Post who covered the story. The individual who bought it ended up selling it a few years later for $13 million, losing more than $4 million, a 26% loss. So dare I say, Jon Stewart overvalued a property at sale, telling a person it was worth 17.5 when he knew the government said it was 1.8. That individual lost $4 million. Dare I say, Jon Stewart, if by his standard Trump has committed fraud, so has he. Well, Jon Stewart responded to the story.
Here we go.
He says, OMG, I've been caught doing something not remotely similar to Trump. I guess all I need to do now is start a fraud college, steal classified documents, bankrupt casinos, pay hush money, grab women, discriminate in housing, cheat at golf, and foment insurrection, and you'll revere me. I gotta
This is how it always goes, man. Like, you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, and people point out your hypocrisy.
Exactly.
And so what do? You just go, well, yeah, that was bad, but it's not as bad as all this stuff.
Exactly.
It's just classic hypocrite, man. Exactly. It's like, okay, yeah, that was bad, but like, as long as I can point you the other direction and go, well, look at all the bad stuff that the other guy actually did.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those classic situations of like, look, if you're gonna make fun of someone, make sure that you don't have something that they can make fun of you back at. This is classic.
The same thing.
It's the same thing. Like, this is classic. Like playground bullying tactics. You got to know what they are.
The problem here, though, is like, here's a guy that was actually saying, like, we need this guy to go to jail because he's committed fraud.
Right.
Well, under the same litmus test, he's committed fraud.
100%.
But like, no one who is of rational mind thinks that Jon Stewart committed fraud.
No.
He probably used his celebrity to sell a not so great property for a 897% more than what it was actually worth.
The Jon Voight syndrome.
The Jon Voight syndrome, as which it will always be known by now.
Yes, it will be.
He LeBaroned him.
It's so funny. I mean, it's just like,
I'm actually impressed that the other guy didn't lose more.
Well, sure. Yeah.
I mean, he probably sold it. It's like, hey, I got Jon Stewart's loft.
That's exactly. It's like,
get me out from this thing.
Yeah, right. And some other guy's going, I'm not a schmuck. It's not even worth that, but I'll buy it for this.
Maybe he signed one of the tiles in the bathroom or something. Who knows?
I doubt it. He ran is what he did.
But yeah, he got
as soon as he sold that thing, he's like booking it.
Dude, who wouldn't?
I would.
Who wouldn't?
Exactly.
Like, if you have the opportunity to make that, who knows? I don't know what he paid for it.
It doesn't matter. But I mean, he didn't pay $18 million for it.
But again, that's not the game that we're playing here. The game that we're playing is he valuing it over what the city had it assessed at?
He is.
Absolutely, he's doing that. Yep. And so, like, if you want to call that fraud, well, then you both need to go before the judge.
It's not going to turn out the way you want it to here.
No.
If the same measuring stick is being used, and it should be.
Which, it absolutely should be. It's the same city.